Internet friends. Welcome to another episode of the Synergy Cafe online show, featuring speaker, entertainer, close-up illusionist, and marketing alchemist, Magic Brad. It's the Internet lifestyle show about career, finance, relationships, spirituality, and wellness. We're moving the online chatter over to real-life activity. And now, please welcome your host of Synergy Cafe, Magic Brad.
Hey, Internet friend, Magic Brad here again, Synergy Cafe and the Synergy Collaborative. And I've got a friend from the east side. His name is Loren. Loren, you there?
Hey, Brad.
It is Loren, right?
It is Loren.
Loren Weisman or Weisman?
Wiseman.
Wiseman. Okay, we'll go with that. The wise guy.
Always. Nick, 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 nick.
You got the hair for it. I can be curly. I got to blow this out and we could find another stooge. We can start a business. We can do a TV show. Okay, let's get serious. We're talking business here. So, Loren, I don't do these too long because people have time and they have lives to run and things. And time is one thing we've got in common, 24 hours in each day. So we don't want to take too much people's time. And I'm selfish because if we keep them short, I can beam them up a lot faster to the internet. You know, it's not too much.
Fair enough.
So, first question is, who are you? What do you do? First, who are you? You married, you got kids, you got pets, you got a goldfish, you got a pet tarantula. What? Who are you?
Well, my name is Loren Weisman. I come from the music business. I did 700 albums as a ghost drummer, crossed over to TV production, did music business consulting, and then popped into branding. I do brand strategies and what I call brand precision marketing. I'm originally from Boston and a transplant in Vero Beach from Los Angeles. I've got one of my cats right here on the window. He might jump across the screen. Love living on the beach, love telecommuting now, and enjoy. I know it sounds awful, but I always wanted to be that guy to be able to walk on the beach every morning. There's something about the water that works for me. Just like I think there's something that works about the snow in Minneapolis.
Yeah, it melts and turns into water. My wife loves the water. So what's a ghost drummer?
Well, ghost drummers aren't really around as much anymore. We were the guys and girls that would go in and clean up an album. So it wasn't always Ringo on the Beatles stuff, you know, or on the Beach Boys. Oh, yeah, how about that?
So it's not like lip syncing, it's drumstick syncing.
Exactly. So you'd sign a non-disclosure confidentiality agreement. You
what
clean
are you
up a part.
telling me then?
Oh, yeah.
Confidentiality. So you drum for Ringo?
I never drummed for Ringo.
I'm just kidding.
But one of my friends did.
Yeah, cool. Okay, cool. A ghost drummer, never heard of it. That's pretty cool.
It's a lot of the whole thing. I mean, now it doesn't really matter, but back then there was such a brand and a vibe around being in a band, and especially if a drummer or bass player, they weren't hitting it in the studio, they weren't staying the budget. They bring somebody else in, clean up the track, get them out of there, pay them a little more, so they didn't get the credit on the album. But all the studios, the labels, and everybody knew who they were, so they continued to work. Plus, I was too tall, hairy, and scary to work in the boy bands.
Okay, cool. There you go. That's a new book, isn't it? Too tall, hairy, and scary to work in a boy band. Okay, let's get into what it is you're doing now. You're out of the music. Maybe you probably still do gigs once in a while. I'm a magician by trade. That's what got me in the events industry and now into this event stuff.
That's cool.
So,
I love Doug Henning. I remember when I was a little kid, I would go see Doug Henning every time he came to town.
With the teeth and everything?
Yeah.
So what are you doing now?
I do something I call it brand precision marketing, where I work with a lot of internet marketers. I team up with a lot of people and some individual clients where we outline what's going on for them. In a world right now where you have so many life coachy, they just started becoming marketing experts yesterday, we come in and look at a situation and say, okay, maybe videos will be more effective for you. It's less about looking at what Bloomberg or Google AdWords or SEMrush or any of those are saying, and more about a more individualized, precise plan for a client, a service, a product. And the last part of that is working the titles of their content for what people are asking about, and not as much of a focus on, here's my brand name, here's my brand name. I just had Purple Mattress on last week, and we focused it with a YouTube video saying, what is the best mattress for my back? And that shows up over all of their advertising about the eggs breaking and the Goldilocks. So it's a supplementary side of marketing.
Well, it's nice that you kind of stop people from going out and just doing anything, because like somebody might have a face for radio and they're trying to do videos, right?
Exactly. I mean, sometimes, and you hear certain people, it's like, you have a great potential with audio, or Periscope for one person. Periscope might be an incredible converter for this person, but no, not for somebody else.
Yeah, I have a hard time just talking to somebody and then reading those things and comment. It's really hard. I need an interactive like this. That's what I've got to have. I have a hard time just. My wife, she was a Spanish teacher at the University of Minnesota. Now she does coaching, and she's good at talking to a classroom. I can't do it. I need to interact. I'm a magician. I get up and I talk. And so, where are you from? I got to do almost the comedy club kind of thing. Like we're doing here. We're bantering, having fun. So here's the next.
So that's exactly why it works. It works better for you. Or as a musician, are you an interactor? Do you like to put out just flat information? All of those things. And my biggest thing is about engagement. Like for you, all the aspects of magic, that would just be so much fun to play off of. 1,000 likes doesn't magically get you a sale. And,
Exactly. God, you've been listening to what I've been watching my videos.
Oh, yeah.
I got 750 views. So what? Check the bank account. Likes don't pay the bills, my friend.
They don't.
So the next question is, and I like to ask, like when do you like to work? Are you like, first off, when do you personally like to do your work, in the AM or PM? And then I guess when do you do your works?
I spread it around. I find that I do this little 8 a.m., 8:30 to 11:30. And a lot of the more creative stuff, like I have a whiteboard hidden behind here. My office is filled with whiteboards. I find a lot more of the creative and the out there stuff comes earlier in the day. Okay. And then after I try to go work out, I'm going to see my personal trainer right after talking to you. When I get back after lunch between 1:30 and, about 5, I'm trying to do that more normal hours now. I find that's the more cement, concrete, foundational work. So for me, myself, I find the creative is earlier morning and the more concrete is later afternoon.
Where do you do your work? You you have an office that you work out of, or you go to a client's their office, or do you do it all online, or how do you?
I do it mostly online because, leaving LA, I still maintain LA, New York, and London clients, but I've got this little private office in my place. I work from the deck. I'll take a beach chair. I wrote my last book.
Your office look like this? Is that your office?
Exactly.
Me too.
And the beach is fun. I wrote Music Business for Dummies entirely on the beach, coffee shops, and bars. And that was just a fun little, side thing.
Okay, like a Tim Ferriss kind of thing. So,
exactly.
Okay, how do you do your work? Say a person says, you know what, I really like what you're doing. I like your vibe and everything. I need some help. How do we do this? What's the process?
I like to connect with people. I feel that it's not me working for them or them hiring me. It's a mutual thing. Usually in the first steps of anything, I try to get information about their past. I ask them, it sounds like a cheesy question, but what does success mean to you? What are your strongest attributes? What are you afraid of? What's worked? What hasn't worked? I usually in a package spend more time learning and just having fun conversations in the first few sessions because, and one of my companies, Leveraging Smart, our tagline is, you're smarter than you think. Make it work for you. So many people, and I mean so many, like 90% of people in businesses, they have the answers. They've just been so overwhelmed by so much information and so much dominant direction from so many different places, they don't trust themselves.
Wow, totally get it. You and I should connect.
I'd love to.
In this. Go to my followmagicbrad.com and follow me on other social media because, it's hard to keep track if you want to send me a phone call or something or text because we're right in line. It's about finding out what is a person good at because some people, like there's this woman the other day, she does the essential oils and she works with horses. And she went and bought a camera because she wants to do videos. And she doesn't know nothing about the camera. I says, don't you have a cell phone? She goes, yeah. I said, why don't you just use your cell phone? Because you know nothing about a camera. She goes, well, I didn't think about that. Well, you just wasted money on a camera. So, interesting. Begin with the end in mind kind of thing, right?
Well, I mean, one of the things, I went through some of your pages, and what I was really excited about, and I'll mention this to your listeners, I get contacted a lot to do interviews. I saw your listing. I reached out to you. Your level of engagement, and we're very much on the same plane. The way that you communicate, it's more inviting to learn from each other as opposed to some snake oil salesman that's like, get on Twitter, do this, do that. Maybe it's the magic of Magic Brad, but your whole vibe of what you have out and what I've listened to and seen, it's inviting to not just learn or be taught. It's like when we were in school, learn this for the test. The vibe that I got off of you, and again, why I really wanted to reach out, was learn this to know this, to learn to fish and not need somebody else to fish for you or post social media every day. Yeah. I would send more people your way. I will send more people your way and share this episode, because more people need to have that vibe of let's talk engagement and individuality over some template that, well, it works for Coca-Cola because they have $1 million ad budget. But if you're scraping $100 together, the same thing isn't going to fly.
Well, let's have a conversation after this a little bit too, but I don't want to do these too long because it takes people's time.
Sorry.
So I'm going to tighten this up. But let's have a conversation after this, because I'd like to let you know more about what it is that I'm doing, because a lot of what I'm doing is helping people get a free lifestyle. Because the reality is you don't need to do the 9-to-5 job stuff anymore. There's people that are doing crazy things, making a living, and you don't need to make $1 million.
Right.
You're probably good with $2,000 or $3,000 a month.
Absolutely.
You don't need $1 million. I see these people that won the lottery for $12 billion, and I think, well, what are you going to do with that?
And most of them end up losing it.
Totally. Where do you start? It's just, or commit suicide because they feel bad. Anyways, so here's my favorite question, and then, I'll ask my favorite question. Then I want to know more about how to get a hold of you and things like that, websites and all that kind of thing. So here's my favorite question. That is why. Why are you doing this? Why ain't you gigging as a musician? Why ain't you selling hats on the beach or have an ice cream truck or something in Florida? Why are you doing this?
I had what I think is a mixture of a very lucky career in drums. And when I never thought I'd leave drums, and then I found music production, and it was so much fun, and I became a producer. When people started calling me other producers to do the consulting, I found it more exciting than being on stage. I think with the brand precision marketing and working with other people, it's like being a detective. I always wanted to be Spencer Tracy. I always wanted to have that kind of vibe. I love looking at situations, and it's for every client or every speaking engagement, or every person I talk to, it's like having a completely different job. I never get bored with this. There were certain albums at times when it was just rock and roll, and I love the drums, but I had that career, and I achieved the highest level that I wanted to, so there's nothing missing. But with the brand precision marketing and consulting, I can never achieve the highest level. I can never be an expert with everything that's ever changing, and I can never use the same formula with anybody else. So every morning that I get up, every person I talk to, it's new every day. I wouldn't do anything else.
Totally get it. It sounds like you're more in the zone and excited about what you're doing, because I suppose the drumming can get kind of repetitive.
It can. I mean, some of those Broadway
That's what drumming is, right?
Yeah, they do the same show for 10 years. I'm like, okay.
I know people want me to get back into the magic thing, and I can't think about carrying my little cart up the escalators and all that stuff and traipsing through the snow and going gigging at all these things at, 8 o'clock at night. And I'll take one once in a while here and there, but doing the gig, it gets to be old. And it's like, you must have so much fun. Yeah, right. Give me the check. Okay, so give us a little pitch. You got about minute, 2 minutes, and let us know how to get a hold of you, and any websites or any projects or programs you got to offer and all that kind of stuff.
You can visit me, LorenWeisman, whether it's LorenWeisman.com or Facebook or Twitter or YouTube, wherever you like to connect. If you want to connect with me, choose your poison. My podcast, which I'd love to have you on, Brad, is Wait What Really Okay. That's on iHeartRadio, and You can just search that. That's a business and branding podcast. And the way that I work is you can fill out an initial question form. We can do a free 15-minute. And if it's something where we jive, we talk more. If not, I can recommend a wide array of different people that might be better for you than me.
Perfect. I like it. Alrighty then. Well, I'm going to sign this off, Loren, and then we can chat a little bit, and then I'm going to beam it up to the universe and let people find it. So, peace, love, and happiness. This is Magic Guy with Synergy Cafe. Thank you, Loren.
Thank you.